Hello, hello. This is Rod, Appraiser Broker. And I have got Stacey McFadden here. She is a lady that she and I have been friends for a lot of years. She has this lovely home, and we got this for her a few years ago. And she's been putting some fruit trees in here. I've been over here just helping her prune up some fruit trees. She's got some raspberries in here. And anyway, tell us about your house and your experience, Stacey.
Well, we were here for, I've had it for 12 years.
Yes.
And it was a rental for 8 of those years.
Okay.
And then my family members moved in. And then I've been able to start doing things in the yard, which I hadn't been able to do when there were tenants here. Rod helped me get this house. He showed it to me. He found it on the MLS and he showed it to me. And his advice was stellar. It was perfect. I got the place, and at one point I was a little beat up about being a landlady and wanted out, and he said don't do that, and I will never ever regret not doing it.
Well, and the reason is she had bought this at a good price in the bottom of the market back when, you know, it was a little over $100,000.
Yeah.
And what was it, about 2010?
It was 2011.
Okay. Near the bottom of the market, and I was encouraging her not to spend a lot of money remodeling it because she was going to have tenants in it.
So I didn't.
And she started doing a bunch of remodeling. And
well, I did carpet. You know, it had been a drug house. And it had been broken into, and it was a mess. And we put a lot of sweat equity into it, but we painted and we put carpet and countertops and that sort of thing. And we cleaned our...
And it's a lovely house now. Her kids live in the house.
We're still working on it.
And she comes up from California, stays with her kids. And yeah, it's really made a nice home for her.
It has.
It's now worth, what, 3 to 4 times what she paid for it. And yeah, she's got a place to retire here. And
really, like Rod, involved in edible plants. So I've got my raspberries I just put in yesterday. And all that paper and stuff back there. We're having a storm tonight. That's just to keep the weeds down.
To keep the weeds down. It sounds like a good idea.
So I've got those. I've got a couple more on order. These are elderberries. I've got a shade tree here. It's a honey locust. It's had a rough winter, but
yeah,
there's a mulberry over there and one on the other side.
Okay.
I planted the aspens. Those were the only ones that survived the tenants.
Hey, she's got the quaking aspens there, so in the fall they've got those golden leaves fluttering around in the wind, and that's just wonderful.
But the tenants had dogs, and they destroyed everything that I planted.
Oh.
So there was 0 when we moved in 4 years ago, when the kids moved in 4 years ago.
But her house is just about paid for now.
Almost.
And she doesn't know much more on it. Doesn't even owe $50,000 on it.
No.
So she's getting ready to retire. She lives down in California, helps take care of her mother, comes up here and stays with her kids who live in the house, kids and grandkids right now. So she's got pretty ideal tenants in here right now.
I have the best. Rod just helped by pruning the fruit trees. This is an apple. There are 2 plums and an apricot. I've got grapes growing along here, and I started pruning those today and haven't finished them.
So she's got a lot more edibles in here, and this is really going to turn into a wonderful place for her. Yeah. And you want to tell us what you're going to do back over here in the corner?
I'd like to put a she shed kind of a thing in there.
A what?
A she shed.
So instead of a man cave, a she shed, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. The dogs are having a little tussle over there. Leave her alone. I'd like to put a little shed out here, which would just be kind of a sleeping center for me when I come out to visit, so I'm not underfoot in the house.
Okay, even though they have a bedroom for her, but a she shed. All righty.
Well, it's a thought.
Yeah.
And it's on a full 1/3 of an acre. Rod told me, I didn't know this until I lived in it, I think. He said it had been a model home, and so they were using the garage as the sales office.
Once upon a time.
So the garage is really big. And
yeah, it's an oversized garage. It's a nice big garage and wonderful place. Stacey actually had all this chain link fence put in after she bought it several years back. Yeah. Costs a heck of a lot more to do now. But there's a big yard. If she wanted to put a shop in here, she could actually do that.
Planning to do something like that.
And you know, if she wanted to put an an accessory apartment above the garage, she could probably get that approved with the city.
It's zoned for an ADU, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're down here in Santaquin, Utah, and look at this. You got a view of Timpanogos, clear from down here in Santaquin. And look at all that beautiful snow. And then up here, got Mount Nebo.
Yeah, that's Nebo.
And yeah, Utah's a great place. I'll just mention, you can see everything on utahforeclosures.com. Yeah, everything's statewide. I've got a few other IDX websites like utahhorseproperty.com too, where you can see everything. And anyway, if you ever have any questions, want to use me to be your real estate agent, I'm happy to help you. Stacey McFadden can tell you what she thinks about me.
Yeah, anybody want, I've done four real estate deals with Rod in the capacity of a realtor. And he's a very keen negotiator and incredibly honest. I had done business with two other realtors who in my neighborhood in Salem, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, have very good reputations, and they are good. But the problem is that they sold to relatives, and I didn't get the deal that I could have. And Rod's always very, very excruciatingly honest and upright.
Well, thank you. Well, Stacey, I appreciate it. And if I can help any of you, I'm happy to help you. You can find me on appraiserbroker.com and Appraiser Agent also. There are a couple other websites that I've got. And I help people mostly in Utah Valley. Happy to help them in Salt Lake County also. And Stacey, I appreciate being able to do a video with you. Glad you called me today so I could come down and help you do some pruning. And even brought Sweetie, my wonderful dog, and her kids' dogs seem to get along great with Sweetie. They're doing pretty well. And anyway, feel free to give me a call. My number's on appraiserbroker.com and Appraiser Agent. And if you need to find an agent anywhere in the nation, I'm happy to interview people and help you find an agent. And I do recommend, if you can get an agent who's an appraiser also, that's not always a bad idea if they're honest people, and some of them are. So anyway, this is Rod, Appraiser Broker. Have a wonderful day.